What's going on, everybody? Dottz here, and in today's video, I'm going to be covering which items in ESO's Crown Store I would recommend avoiding. Now, while ESO, I do think, does a really good job at keeping their game not paid to win with the items that are in their microtransaction shop, they definitely do have a lot of things in here that are completely useless to buy, and that if you as a new player maybe don't know that certain services exist in the game, you see them on the Crown Store and you think, oh, well, maybe this only exists here because it's on the Crown Store, you might not, you might end up spending your money on something in the Crown Shop that you could get for super cheap with gold in game. And so my hope with today's video is to show you guys which things to avoid, which things to save your money on and not buy at all, and where you can go in game to actually do all of these things for cheap, or how to navigate around these certain microtransaction items. Now, I'm not going to cover specifically what I would recommend buying, because ultimately what people are going to want to buy on the Crown Store is going to depend on what they want to do in game. But I do truly believe there are some universal items that I would recommend completely avoiding, and that is what I want to cover today. So we're going to kick it off with our first person, and I just got to remember where everything is, because I do have my list over here, is the assistant, the new Armory Assistant that actually just came with the Armory system. Definitely recommend not purchasing him. And people be like, what, Dottz, why not? So if you don't know what the Armory system is, if you are a new player, it is basically a table or like a thing that goes in your player house that you can interact with, and you can use it to change between different builds. At a base, you get 2 builds that you can change between, where if you want more profiles, you do have to unlock more slots with crowns, which I do think is a completely acceptable purchase. Now, the concept behind this guy, the Armory Assistant, is so that you don't have to go back to your table in your house. You could just summon him anywhere and just be like, yo, dog, I want to change my build. And he goes, no problem, fam, and then he changes your build for you. The problem is that there is a really important part of every build in the Elder Scrolls Online. It is called your Mundus Stone. And in the current iteration of the game, the Armory system does not change your Mundus Stone. And so you need to already go back to your house, because you can put Mundus Stones in your house, or you could go find them around the world, but let's assume they're in your house. You already have to go back to your house to change your Mundus Stone if you change your build, because odds are most builds that are going to be different, if you're going to be utilizing the Armory, they probably don't have the same Mundus. Maybe there are some cases that they do, but most of the time they don't. And so if you already need to go back to your house to change your Mundus Stone, why not just use the Armory station that's already in your house? So this guy, in the way the Armory currently is really, really useless, and I don't recommend buying him for the whopping price of 5,000 crowns. So if and when they add the Mundus Stone to the Armory, this guy will be worth buying. But until that day comes, do not waste your money on this guy. He is completely useless. Now, the next thing that I want to cover is the inventory tab, basically the backspace upgrade and the bank space upgrade. Massive waste of money, because you can get these things with in-game gold. So in terms of backspace, if you go to any major town, you can see the pack merchant. So I am in Mournhold right now, so Smiling Frina is the pack merchant. If I go talk to this individual, I can upgrade my bags with in-game gold, and I don't have to spend my hard-earned money, 1,000 crowns, is insane, to upgrade my backspace. It's an increase in gold cost. So like the first time that you unlock backspace, it's a cheap amount of gold, and it gets a little bit more, then a little bit more, then a little bit more. But especially as a new player, like, I have multiple beginner guides on my YouTube channel I recommend checking out. One of the only things that I even recommend spending gold on at all when you're new is upgrading your bag space. So don't spend your crowns on it, use in-game gold. The same concept goes for bank space upgrading. If you literally just go to any bank NPC in the game, you see we got banker here with the chest icon, you could talk to the banker and upgrade your bank space with gold. There is no need to waste your money on buying this off the Crown Store, especially because the bank space upgrade is account wide. So it's not like you have to do this for every character. You only have to do this one time for your entire account. The backspace is account wide, but it's not so expensive that it's like, oh my god, I need to spend crowns on this. Like, it's really not that much money, and as you continue to play the game and you're on playing your character, you will be able to do this over time. So these 2 things, do not waste your money on them. Now, this next one that I have might be like a little 50-50 depending on who you talk to, is the crown lessons for writing speed, capacity, and stamina. Now, these are pretty nice when you get them out of your like daily rewards from logging into ESO, but overall, I really, especially as a new player, would not recommend buying these. So basically what you can do is you can go to the stable master once every 20 hours, and you can upgrade your writing capacity, speed, or stamina for, I think it's like 200 gold per time, or 250. It's extremely cheap. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's going to take some time because there's going to be, I think there's a 60 things per writing skill. Yeah, so 60%, 60 extra stam, 60 more carrying capacity. So it does take some time. But like as a new player, I don't think it's worth spending your crowns on 10 writing lessons when you could just upgrade them over time for free while you're already playing the game. I would assume, you know, every day, since it's, you know, you're a new player to MMO, you're probably enjoying it, so may as well just do it every day, you know. And don't, like, if you have alts or stuff and you want to upgrade that over time, like you've been playing for a while, like, yeah, maybe I could see justifying this. This is kind of like the one I'm the least sure about for this video. But as a new player, I personally think these are a waste of money. Don't spend your hard-earned money on this. Just use the in-game service and upgrade it over time as you play the game. The next one that I have is probably one of the more egregious things on the Crown Store, and that is going to be the Curse of Vampirism, the Werewolf Bite, and the Werewolf and Vampire Cure. Okay, never ever buy these. Okay, so if you go check out my complete beginner guide, which I will link in the description below, I do discuss in the vampire and werewolf section how you can actually contract vampirism or lycanthropy from different sources. The easiest way to do it is that if you just join any guild, players have the ability to give you these diseases for free. There is no need to spend 1,500 crowns on afflicting yourself with vampirism when Jim Bob in your guild can just take you to a vampire shrine, bite you for $0. Don't waste your money on this. Same thing when it comes to the cure. I've seen a lot of people say, well, I saw the cure on the Crown Store, so I figured this was the only way to do it. No, don't spend 800 crowns on this. Instead, what you can do is you can go to Bankorai, go to Evermore, go to the Mages Guild, and talk to the guy that's like in the back here on the first floor. And for a whopping gigantic 600 gold, he can cure your vampirism or werewolf for you. Do not waste 800 crowns on this. Avoid this at all costs. The next thing that I want to talk about is almost the entirety of the utility tab. Do not buy any of this hot garbage. Crown lethal poisons. These are essentially double dot poisons. You can either make these in game yourself with the alchemy skill line or buy them off of guild traders. Tri-stat food. You can buy this for dirt cheap off of guild traders or make it yourself with provisioning. Tri-stat potions. You can make this yourself with alchemy or buy them with buy them off the guild traders. As you can see, I do have some in my bags, but that's because they give them away for free all the time with login rewards. Soul gems. Never, ever buy these. You can get these in-game through just playing, through doing dungeons, and just literally adventuring. You will just get soul gems, and especially you get a ton from doing dungeons. And just to give you guys some perspective on why you should never buy these, you can also buy these off guild traders, by the way, if you want to, just called soul gems. I've been playing ESO for an extremely long time, and I've never once purchased soul gems off of a guild trader. I've literally just got them from playing the game. I have almost 4,000 soul gems. You will never, ever in a million years need to buy them off the Crown Store. Do not waste your money. Same thing with repair kits. You can get repair kits from guild traders, from doing writs, from vendors around the world. Do not waste your money buying the Crown repair kit. Sometimes they also do give them away as daily login rewards. Don't waste your money on these. Same thing with the Crown experience scrolls. These are just not worth buying, in my opinion. They do seem like on the surface, they do seem pretty decent, right? But look at my bank. I have 128 Crown experience scrolls that I'm just sitting on because I've gotten so many from daily login rewards. If I ever got a free Crown crate, these are very common in the free Crown crates. Do not waste your money on these. You will get so many for free. You know, I don't think it's worth it. Plus, especially with the amount of free, like, double XP events that ESO already does, you could just do get the extra experience for the double XP event. And there are plenty of items that you can buy in game that mimic and do the exact same thing that an experience scroll would do. Sigic Ambrosia, you know, you can buy that stuff in game off of guild traders, and it will do the same thing that the crown experience scroll does. So do not buy these supply kits or the giant supply kits. They are a waste of money. Same thing, like I said, the only thing from here that I could recommend potentially buying if you want it is the Pledge of Mara. So basically, you can commit a bond with another player so that you get 10% more experience while grouped together. This can be useful if you have a friend or a significant other that you play ESO with. You guys, as you quest together, can gain more experience. So this is actually pretty good. But all these other experience scrolls, I highly recommend avoiding. One of the most egregious things I do think that is in the crown store is these attribute and skill respecification scrolls. Never in 1 million years should you ever buy these, because you can very easily do all of that stuff with gold very cheaply, might I add. So the cost of respecking your skill points goes up based off of the amount of skill points your character has. So for example, my character, this is my main, right? I've been playing this guy for a long time. I have a lot of skill points. So when I go to the Shrine of Stune, it does cost me 13,000 gold to redo my skills, or 1,200 to redo my morphs, but like I have 3.5 million. This is in the grand scheme of things, this is nothing. And if I want to redo my attributes, it's only 3,000 gold. So I do not recommend spending 700 crowns on doing this when you can literally come to the shrines. It's shown by like this symbol. They're called rededication shrines. You can find them in Mournhold. You can find them in I'm like literally blanking on the names of these towns. You can find them in Wayrest, which is in Stormhaven. You can also find them in Grotwood if you go to Eldenroot. You can also find them in a lot of the main DLC cities, such as Vivec City. If you go here, you can see over here the Shrine of the Father of Mysteries, Shrine of Mara, Shrine of the Warrior Poet. Those are the respec shrines. So if you just go to any one of those shrines, you can redo your attributes and your skill points for free. Do not waste your money on buying that out of the crown store. And like we discussed earlier, all of these supplies are trash. Do not buy these. We discussed these earlier with the bundles. Don't buy any of this stuff. It's all terrible. There's only a couple other things. Crown Mimic Stones. Never buy these. So it says this item allows you to craft items in any known style. So this is a relic of the way the game used to be before that you had the ability to have the outfit station. It literally does not matter what style you craft a piece of gear in, because you could just go to the outfit station and equip an outfit and it will override the appearance of the item. So there's, you know, I wouldn't waste your money buying Mimic Stones when you could literally, if you really want your item to look a certain way, you can just go to the, you know, the transmog station and just do it there, you know? So don't waste your money on these. It's not worth buying at all. There's only the same things regarding to outfits as these dye stamps. These are trash. You can only use these once. It's not like you learn these 3 dyes and can use them forever. These are just like a stamp where you can dye something one time. Don't buy these. You can get tons of dyes from in-game achievements, doing things in-game that you can apply to any slot on your gear. Use as many times as you want. I was fooled into this when I was new. I thought, okay, you know, I'd buy these and I'd, you know, get the stamp and I'd be able to stamp a bunch of pieces of gear and blah, blah, blah. This is a one-time use on one item, and you don't even end up learning the dyes. So don't get this. Just worry about getting achievements and doing stuff in game that will earn you dyes. If you go to the outfit station, you can even see how to unlock certain dyes, certain achievements that are required. So don't get this. Don't buy this. But I do think, at least off the top of my head, that is most of what I can think of. I know someone's going to probably dive down to the comments and say, well, Dottz, you should have mentioned crown crates. Crown crates and what I think about them is a completely different discussion for a different video. And it's not something I really want to talk about here. But basically, if you don't know what these are loot crates that you can buy that have a chance to give you what you want. It's the stereotypical loot crate where you buy it for a fraction of a chance to get something cool, but most often you end up getting fucking potions and poisons. So whether or not you want to buy these and basically gamble your money to try to get these mounts and whatnot, that's up to you. But I won't, I don't want to get too much into that here. I just wanted to discuss other things from the Crown Store that I recommend basically avoiding. because I do think they are a waste of money. But guys, that is going to be it for me today with today's guide. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate if you left a like on it. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm. If you have any friends that are new to the Elder Scrolls Online, send them this video so they know which items to avoid and which things they should save their money on. And if you have been a veteran player of ESO for a while, I want you to comment down below which items you personally recommend new players look at buying on the Crown Store, so that as a new player scrolls down through those comments, they can see what they should be looking to buy and you know, kind of just from the community perspective. And if you guys did like this guide and want to see more stuff like this, as well as other MMORPG content, please hit that sub button as well as the bell to keep those notifications on. So thank you all so much for stopping by today. I do very much appreciate it. As always, I'm Dottz Gaming, and I'll see you all in the next video.